So welcome back, dear viewers, to another scene for Lost Cub, the up-and-coming venue, as opposed to 1v1 shenanigans. And where we will be opening, at least briefly, is with kind of a synopsis of Anton's day. After passing out at home with his folks, Anton woke up with Heidi curled up on one side of the bed and Susie Q curled up on the other. Because, meh, why the fuck not? And after a mild heart attack, a completely unfounded mild heart attack, it has been decided that Anton needs a solution to these bed-sharing shenanigans. And, you know, his family's safe and everything's good. So Anton has been out, very industriously, bed shopping. Because he has a place where he can put Heidi and hang out with Heidi without shenanigans.
Without getting suspicion being aroused, yes. Ha ha!
Ha ha! Yes. Oh, Jesus. So you have, in fact, gone bed shopping. Something that doesn't need but so much attention because, well, you certainly have the funds to get a mattress and even a new bed frame if you don't want to repair the bed frames that exist in the house.
I'll get a new bed frame. We've got the money.
Aha! So armed with a new bed and a new mattress and box spring and, why the fuck not, some sheets and maybe some pillows.
Oh, we're getting fancy.
We are. You might want to have blankets and stuff. It's getting about that chilly time of year after all, and you do not have heating in there. Anton has gone forth and very industriously gotten himself a new bed. Because you don't want to sleep in the woods that are in there right now. That would be tragic.
Yep.
And has come back to the house, has set this up. The real question is, by the end of the day, would he have brought Heidi along to run around and hang out with him?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
So yeah. So Heidi has been in attendance. After all, that is half the point, really. And she's been running around the property, you know, periodically running into whatever room he's in, never more than like a hall or a room away. And he has had the distinct joy of trying to put together IKEA furniture, which is always a delight.
By the end of this, Anton is Rage 9. You know what I mean? No, but he eventually gets it.
Yeah. So soon enough, or maybe not as soon as you might have liked. What the fuck? Soon enough, you will have a bed. One whole bed. It's all new and shiny and look, clean, new shiny sheets and pillows and whatnot. But all in all, you know, you have Heidi close at hand, and if you're so inclined, can actually, like, at least crash out and nap there. I don't know how soon Anton wants to come back to his family. They have been in close contact, and Suzanne has stayed there and stayed in close contact.
I mean, he's been messaging him anyway while he's been working, so no. He's never an earshot away.
Yeah, he's been in pretty close contact with all of them. Everything has been fine so far. You know, your mom, your sister, even your brother is keeping pretty good contact, and naturally Suzanne is there and will periodically, like, FaceTime and wave at Heidi and let you know what's going on. Get attacked by Bubba, end up, like, getting kicked off of FaceTime when he paused the phone because he is a loving asshole. But you finally have a chance to, like, kind of guiltlessly spend a night out where, you know, with just Heidi for once. And so you have, you know, a nice whatever, you go get some dinner, come back, go to crash out. Heidi curls up next to you like she always does. She is a sweet little thing after all. And, you know, it's pretty nice. It's nice. And this house, you know, if you were not as familiar with it, you might be creeped out by the creaking and the groaning and the whatnot. But, I mean, you've worked on this house a good bit. You're probably just sitting there being like, man, that sounds like a rafter I'm going to have to fix. Or, you know, it's a shutter clacking or something like that.
Bitching, like, oh, the crowspears are going, like, fix the rafter, Anton. John's like, more shade. You know, basically, as he's eating. Probably takeaway.
Yeah. I mean, Heidi thinks you're hilarious. She doesn't get it. She just assumes you're talking about very animated crows and what you think they're saying. She's fine with this. So, you have your evening in quote with Heidi in this abandoned building, and all is well. She ends up like crawling in, crashing out. Inevitably, with people still periodically giving you messages and whatnot, they let you know as they're going to bed. Everything is still fine. The house is locked up firmly. People are even locking themselves in their bedrooms. Suzanne's locking herself in your old room. And all is, things are bad, but so far this is good. This is almost too peaceful to believe in, which is explained very rapidly by the fact that, you go and you crash out, curl up with Heidi, and, she's just being her adorable self. And partway through the night, you've been out a while, you are awakened very abruptly by what sounds for all the world like shrill, girlish shrieking outside.
Like, I mean, imagine just poof, up, looks around really rapidly, rolls over, wakes up Heidi almost like instantly, like tapping her almost really hyper aggressively.
And yeah, that's the thing. Like, you hear this shrill, truly girlish shrieking, and you whip around to look, and there's Heidi curled up, kind of rubbing her face.
You just say to her very commandingly, "Get upstairs now."
Hey.
Don't come down till I say.
There's a sleepy nod, and she just, like a girl do, wraps the blanket around her shoulders and just starts walking, so it slowly like pulls off the bed and trails behind her.
You turn to her, Heidi. Now.
Okay. And she like wakes herself up a little more, takes a second to shake her head and finally starts kind of, I mean, you can tell she's a little stumbly because she's still half asleep, but she's doing her best to go ahead and quicken it up, getting up the stairs.
So he'll roll out of the bed, put the fucking shotgun in his jacket, spend a willpower for whisper catching, and I'm going to roll for blur as I make my way outside.
Spoiler, you don't need whisper catching for this shit.
I'll put it on anyway, because fucking hyper paranoid at this point, man. Fuck me. Two successes.
Okay.
Blur. And I will do the L creep around the side of the house, essentially. Roll my stealth. Just a 1, but I got.
But it's a diff 9 one.
Yeah.
All right. So you roll out of bed, activate gifts and stuff, and I mean, are you even bothering to pull on more than like your fucking boxers, or are you just rolling out like you are with a gun?
Rolling, I am. No, I'll put on, my usual get up.
Like quickly, like pulling on fucking clothes, snagging a gun.
Yeah.
All haphazard and shit. Are you coming out the front door or the back door?
I'll come out where did the noise come from? The back door or the front door?
It's coming out the back.
I'll head out. I'll creep out the back. Because it's dark, so I have an opportunity. And there's not really any lights in this place, so I have a good opportunity.
Yeah. Without the generator kicked up, there's no light, so.
Yeah, pretty much.
And there's no need to run it all the time. You just run through gasoline. So, Bob, would you like to illustrate what is happening as he just takes a little sneaky peek out that back door?
There is a man in sweatpants, a tank top, and bright pink running shoes, sprinting away from a hole in the ground that is new to him but familiar to you, screaming, "Please don't kill me, zombie!" as he runs.
There's like a second where Anton just kind of stares wide-eyed, like, hang on.
Streaking out of the graveyard. He's coming through like that clear area between the back of the house and the graveyard where there's minimal brush, and he's just running pell-mell screaming.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna try. Oh, jeez, which direction he's running? Like straight for the fucking house, or
No, he's not. No, He's just running through the clearing. He looks like he's trying to make it back towards the gate.
Anton kind of looks at the grave, looks at him, looks at the grave. I'm going to try get behind him. Essentially, I'm going to creep up on this guy.
That's not hard to do. He's not paying attention to anything but what's in front of him as he runs.
Yeah, so I'll pick up a bit of speed. Probably even blowing a rage to cover the distance.
All right. Bob, you can make an alertness check if you like, but it is up to you whether he's paying any fucking attention and would see someone creeping on him.
He is worried about the zombie.
You may. He's a little
want me to roll
fuzzy
stealth?
because of the blur.
It's okay. I don't see anything.
I mean, yeah, the two that might have been successes have been canceled, so you're good.
Cool. Once he touches the gate, Anton will come up behind him, and you'll just hear like the thermostat like click back of the son off. Essentially, that's far enough.
I'm not a zombie. Don't shoot.
There's no zombies.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, it moved. It moved. We gotta go. There are zombies now. I don't know why you're pointing at me, but there are zombies. We need to go. I need to go. You need to go. Everybody needs to go from the zombies.
Stop fucking yelling.
For what it's worth.
Living dead.
For what it's worth, Bill's like up to the elbow and the front of his shirt are just covered with dirt.
Oh boy. Anton will keep calm. He'll kind of buff himself out a bit. Stop yelling.
There are zombies.
Then they're going to hear you.
I would like to go.
No.
Just looking at it. What is wrong with you?
Did you dig in the grave?
I didn't know it was a grave at the time.
But you digged in the grave, didn't you?
Yeah.
Head tilt. Very paranoid, like, oh, I see how it is, head tilt. You one of them? Heads the shotgun a bit higher, so it's aiming out.
Define them.
Abdomen. You one of them?
Define them.
I think you know what I'm talking about.
I'm an office worker.
Hmm.
And I have had a long day.
What are you doing out here then? Checking around in my graveyard.
It did not seem like an occupied structure.
It is. It's mine.
I'm coming to realize that.
So what are you doing here? You spying on me?
No. I didn't even know you were here.
Oh,
Who
really?
could possibly know this place is here?
That's kind of the point. Now suddenly you're here. I have to shotgun a bit higher, so it's aimed right at the neck.
That was kind of a turn of blind luck on my part.
Mm-hmm. What are you doing here? Huh?
Running
What are you
from
doing
the
here,
cops.
buddy?
I'm running for the cops.
Oh, you're running from the cops. You brought the cops here?
Yo.
Not filling me with confidence there, buddy. Why'd you bring the cops here, huh? What you doing?
I committed a murder and I'm trying to get rid of the murder weapon.
You committed them. There's like a confused, like, what?
I got my old boss fired and she came to my house and she shot me in the ear and she was screaming. She tried to mace me and then she shot me. She went straight from mace to gun. Things escalated and I killed her.
For what it's worth, as he wildly gestures to his ear, there's nothing there. You
And
shifted,
then
buddy.
I took the thing that I probably killed her with. It was all kind of a blur. And
So she shot you in the ear.
yeah,
Right. Must have hurt, yeah?
like a lot.
Oh, I see.
I'll give you an alertness, Anton.
Mm-hmm. No, not 5D1s.
Oh,
No.
God. Don't roll that.
Every time I see that, I'm just wondering if this was the day.
not fail anyway.
It's too dark for you to see out here whether there's blood or
That-
anything. It's
that's-
just like you can kind of see the silhouette outline of
That's
like it looks
that's-
like a whole ear.
That's fine. I'm now even more paranoid. I roll to activate persuasion.
Bob, would you like to roll your primal urge as he activates persuasion?
Yeah, why the fuck not?
It doesn't activate.
God damn it.
All right, it's fine. So yeah, there was a body in my house. What's left of it anyway?
Oh, there's a body. Your
In
ears
my
looking
house,
awfully-
not
your ears
at your
looking
house.
Your ears looking awfully fine for somebody who got shot in the ear.
And he like reaches up to check it.
Yeah, there's a whole ear there.
The fuck? Could have sworn she hit me.
So that means you're lying to me.
Or I just panicked. This is the second time out of 2 times in my whole life that a gun's been pointed at me, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And time the first was today also.
But see, now, what's your name?
Bill.
Bill. You've now stumbled up on my yard and you've found something in there that I didn't want anybody to find.
I mean, at this point, we're both kind of accessories because you know about what I did.
I did. And I'm the one with the gun.
You are.
Gestures back of the house. Start walking.
Oh, god damn it. I knew this house was bad news. Place looks like a set of a horror movie.
Go on. Go on.
And Bill does, because that's how normal people respond when someone has a fucking gun.
You kind of walk behind him, studying him. So,
Would you like to roll anything?
yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna roll a sense worm, first of all, because he would.
There's some clinging worm taint. Actually, there's
Oh.
let's see. Did he didn't shower, did he, after he first changed? He just swacked some new clothes on and ran, right?
Yes.
Okay, so there's kind of like it's funny because you don't always get a clear image, but that's a 10 and a 7, so it's almost like he's been splattered with something that was tainted. It's not necessarily like clinging to him any more than it's clinging to, you know, anyone else that you've ever seen. Like there's that kind of ambient bleh. But there is the weirdest like splatter of gross. But nothing like emanating out of him, anything like that.
Okay. Then
Nothing like down in the core.
I'll make a primal urge roll. I won't activate my fetish because he wouldn't think to do that immediately. 1 success.
Let me eyeball his sheet real fast. Because he, I don't believe, has any pure breed. Where's my brain? There you are. I mean, there's nothing that sets you off funny. He's without pure breed, there's nothing that's really gonna like fiddle with you, per se. There's no good way to determine someone's guru, really.
No.
So
It's mainly seeing if he like pangs anything like wrong, essentially. The
there's
thing that
nothing-
Anton's so
nothing-
used to hearing.
nothing's wrong, nothing pings wonky. Just, I mean, he seems like a dude.
Mm-hmm. So once they get in the house, you know, Anton will close the front door. You know, he knows Heidi's upstairs and she won't come down until he fucking says so. So he'll lead Bill down right to that fucking basement. The creepy, creepy basement.
Oh yeah, dirt packed floor, shelves full of bottles and more jars of things that God knows how long those have been down here. It really does look like a horror movie set for what it's worth. There's no like crazy chains and stuff, but it's definitely a really old musty basement.
Yeah, Bill doesn't seem to like this very much.
So, this murder. Tell me about it.
Tried to shoot me. I thought she hit me in the ear. I guess she just kind of like buzzed me a little.
Why?
Because I got her fired.
Get her fired.
Why'd I get her fired?
Mhm.
It's kind of it was a weird thing. I was trying to get fired but if you don't get fired in a really specific way, you don't get unemployment. So basically, I had this whole scheme going for like the last 3 days where I was just like finding weird little ways that she'd like know it was me, but couldn't connect it to me that would piss her off. And I was just hoping that I would get like wrongfully fired so that I could collect unemployment while I looked for a new job. And instead, she made a mistake or two, I think. She kept shuffling her work off onto me. And the problem with doing that is that no matter how the form's filled out, it only gets attributed to the person whose signature is on the paperwork. You follow me so far?
Yep.
So she made that mistake several times with a bunch of very serious clients who are a little kind of a hair trigger temper type situation. So I took the opportunity and I just fucked everything about that shit up. I'm not going to bog you down with the details, but there were some unhappy customers at the end of that rainbow. And ultimately, as far as I can tell, that got her fired.
Right. Then she came over to your house and shot at you.
Yeah, I think the only way she could have possibly known where I was is if she like broke a bunch of rules to look at my file. Like HR, knows everything about us. Like it's part of the job application process. So she would have
Right.
had to have broken a lot of rules to get my file, and that's probably how she found me. And honestly, like some dudes just tried to steal my car. Like I'd called the cops already that night. Dude tried to steal my car. And friggin', I just thought it was the cops again. Like they wanted something, like whatever. So I opened the door. She tried to mace me and missed. And then she pulled the gun and tried to shoot me. And then everything gets kind of blurry.
Blurry.
Like there was a lot of movement. Remember a lot of movement and screaming. And at the end of it, I was just standing there and she was super dead. And I panicked.
And you buried the murder weapon out in the middle of the woods, not the body.
I mean,
And you've left the body in a house.
yeah, at least I thought to lock the door.
Right. Okay. Okay. So, tilt his head to the side again.
Like, honestly, I don't know if any of this is real at this point. Because, like, shortly after I killed her, I, like, kind of looked like Teen Wolf on steroids from my perspective. But I'm pretty sure that was just the stress.
Wait, what? Go back.
I mean, like, I heard that, like, if you get stressed out, sometimes people just, especially if they have some sort of, like, condition.
Hang on, did you get really mad? Like, even when the guys robbed your car, did you get mad?
That part didn't piss me off because, like, they were really fucking it up and it was really easy to just call the cops. And I'm pretty sure they're all arrested now. I was mad when she fucking shot me, man.
Yeah.
Over like some non-shootable shit.
Yeah. You got mad and blurry.
Yeah, I figure I just like really went to town with that bat.
Right.
So I was trying to get rid of the bat and I'd figure out the body situation later. And then I'm almost 90% certain that carpet is completely fucked. It's like a beige carpet, man. Just pretending that shit's a wine stain.
You did all that with a baseball bat. You don't remember how you did it.
Panic and adrenaline do funny things to the human brain, I guess.
You look like some Teen Wolf guy.
Yeah, that's the part where I'm not sure if anything, like, I can't rely on what I see anymore.
Hey, Bob, I'm going to give you a kind of comically belated wits roll as the holes in this are being pointed out to you.
Okay. I'm not going to apply cool-headed to this because he's not calm right now.
Very well.
An 8 and a 10.
He's pointing out, he's like, you did all that with a baseball bat. It occurs to you, now that you think about it, which you don't especially want to do, but it does call up kind of the image. She was fucking shredded. And, how the fuck would you have done that with a baseball bat?
Bill doesn't say anything, but you can watch the fucking internal drama play out on his face.
So, Bill, as he puts the shotgun gently against the wall. Bill,
Yes.
if you are what I think you are, well, the next 10 minutes is going to be very, very fucking entertaining. Anton takes Krynos.
Ah!
I assume you're taking your time.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, it is not the super fast rage shift. This is he's slowly, like, with a lot of cracking and shifting and all sorts of heinous body motion, like, kind of grows his way up through Glabro and to Krynos until he is a looming Blackford monster.
Yeah, Bill backs up because who wouldn't?
I'd take an advancing step, probably even extending my claws towards his short collar.
Yep, I have completely lost my fucking mind.
And Anton will say, thinking he knows how to speak, did her talons look like this? But to Bill, it's just snarling.
I mean, to Bill, it's totally viable language, even though neither of you is appreciating the fact that it's another language.
Yeah.
You may both have a wits check at some point when you feel it is appropriate to realize that this is not English. It's happening.
#2 freaked out.
Oh, fuck it, I'll try it. Yeah, I realize it's not a language, but
Yep.
whatever. We'll get to that point later.
Mhm.
So she was slashed like this, with these things. You reckon?
That is roughly accurate to what my hands looked like in the aftermath.
Back into Hamid. Well. We found another one. Well, I found another one. Shit.
Okay, so I need you to appreciate that this is a lot for me to process right now.
Yeah. No. It was a lot. Okay. No, we're gonna quarterback this thing. You are a werewolf, and we'll start off with that. That's easy. You're a werewolf.
He just stares at you like he is humoring someone.
You're a werewolf. You're a big, angry, furry death machine.
At a minimum, I'm a murderer, yes.
No. Listen to me now, big guy. There is no way a baseball bat did that to that type of woman. If from what you've described.
Yeah.
You said your hands looked exactly like that.
Yeah. This is the longest nervous breakdown of my life.
Puts his arm around him. Oh, don't worry. It's about to get a whole lot worse. See, I'm one. I'm like,
So, okay.
But you see, now you've done the most important thing that we werewolves, need to do is we need to cover up our shit.
Yeah.
Now, thankfully, you found me. But you've also uncovered some of my accident, we'll put that as.
Is this normal? Do werewolves just murder people?
Yeah. It kind of comes with the territory. We're very, very angry. We try to save as much innocent people as we can. But sometimes people get caught in the crossfire. And trust me, that woman, she wasn't innocent. You did fucking right by murdering her.
Did try to kill me.
There you go. Self-defense. Boom. And plus, she stinks. If that's what I'm reading off you.
So in the world of werewolfing, you seem to be more experienced than me, considering this is my first day.
Look, man, I'm pretty experienced out here. I'm the only one here. I'm kind of the hot shit.
Oh. I see.
Mm-hmm. I'm what they call a Shadow Lord. Pretty cool, Pretty cool guys.
And he looks at you because he just hears that name and tries to process it.
It's a bit edgy, I know, but still.
That was the silliest anime sounding shit you've ever heard.
Yeah, he's you know what? This dude has a very cavalier attitude towards murder, had a body in his backyard, and is still the sole owner of a firearm in this scenario. Bill isn't going to say shit.
Now, look. I know I may sound calm as fuck. And that's eerie. But let's just say I have a bit more experience in handling some shit, and believe you me, I am just as scared and was just as scared as you are right now. It's just when you get a bit more experience with this, it becomes like instinct.
I see.
So, Bill, the first thing we're going to do, because I'm going to help you, because, you know, we're always got to stick together now, buddy. We're going to recover up the little accident we had out there. Okay?
Please tell me you own shovels.
Oh, I own shovels.
Oh, thank God.
Mm-hmm. And then you're going to take me to your house. And we're going to see what we can do about your little situation.
Okay.
Then you and me are going to meet some very special people.
The gunshot probably attracted the cops, but it's not like they can get into my house just willy-nilly.
We'll see what we can deal with. And if, well, you know, maybe you have to go and run. You can. Where are you from originally? You from around here?
Yeah,
I don't recognize you.
I live in Roanoke.
Okay.
Spoiler, Roanoke
Well, if
is
worse
like a
comes to worse.
30-minute drive away. He ran a long fucking way, bro.
Yeah, just nod to himself like, okay, well, if worse comes to worse, you can hide out here. This is technically safe zone.
Right. Might want to work on... I literally walked in here.
It is... We are in repairs at the minute.
Okay.
I have literally just found this place.
Oh, I'm bad at home improvement. That's more my dad's shtick.
Well, I've been doing a lot of home repair on my own, and you'll look up my friend.
And like when he says that, fucking Bill gives him this look like, you found this place because you were trying to find a fuck pad, didn't you?
Just looks over. Look. Stumbled on this place with one of my girlfriends, and it turns out that this was my great grandfather's place.
I'm going to just accept that as fact.
It is. Smirks. Don't know if you can, but don't know if you can do that, but we'll see. We'll test it out, and but for now, I need you to keep calm. I know it's scary, but let's just go outside and redeal with that, because that smell is going to linger.
So you're sure there aren't any reanimated corpses?
If they are, well, I'll handle that. But I haven't seen any just yet. And the last thing I saw that was reanimated, if we see that, you run away. Run away very, very fast. Extremely fucking fast.
Okay.
He'll, come on, up we go. He picks up the shotgun over his shoulder and starts jogging up the stairs.
And Bill will follow him because there's a lot of conflicting things going on here. But this person is offering to help him conceal a murder.
And for what it's worth, there's no lighting in here. So if you don't follow the thump-thump of his footsteps, you're going to be lost in a dirt-smelling basement.
Yeah, fuck that noise.
And he let out a whistle then for fucking Heidi, and he'll go activate the generator.
Yeah, you let out a whistle. You walk over to flick on the generator. So as some lights, and this is clearly like, this is makeshift. This is admittedly a very big fuck off. Looks like someone like modified it. Big fuck off generator. And there are extension cords and whatnot running from it. Looks like they actually are able to just plug straight into the thing, which is pretty fucking cool. But some lights start coming on as the generator flicks on, and with the whistle from upstairs comes Heidi. Still like bundled up in a fucking blanket, just starts kind of puttering down the stairs, and partway down kind of glances over and is like, "Oh,
Heidi, this is Bill. He is well, he's one of us. Like me.
and for what it's worth, this tiny blonde chick, bundled up in a blanket, like a little hand pokes out and kind of waves. She goes ahead and kind of putters down the stairs, able to see a little better now. And yeah, putters down the stairs and walks over. Kind of like stations herself up beside Anton.
Bill waves back just as awkwardly.
Hi.
Hi.
Heidi is, let's just say, points at him and Bill, what we are. She is tied to that, except she's not one, but she's more. Looks over at Heidi. What's the word?
Kin?
Kin. Yeah, there you go.
Wait, so this is like genetic?
Kinda, yeah. Little bit. Apparently, some of where you're born and who you're born to influences where you go in our world.
Huh.
It's a bit fucking weird. I'm not gonna lie. It's a bit fucking weird.
No, this whole fucking day has been weirding me out. I'm at the point of acceptance.
Trust me. I found out this all on my own. I didn't even have anybody. Like I found her. I found a few others. We haven't even got to the other side yet. So we're gonna take this one step at a time, big guy.
Okay.
Is he staying with us?
We'll work on that. At the minute, we're trying to see what the damage is. So I need you to stay in here while we go outside and check something. Okay?
There is a visible kind of pouting process, but she starts puttering over towards, I mean, to Bill's eyes, kind of starts puttering towards like one of the rooms there, like a parlor or something. I mean, Anton knows that's where he set up the bed, so.
He'll probably hand Heidi the shotgun here.
She takes a shotgun. And actually, let me check, because I did partially stat her. So, I mean, she kind of takes it. She doesn't seem like she has absolutely no idea what to do with it. She's not, like, completely fucked for trigger discipline, but she just kind of takes it by the, by the barrel, holding it, with mindfulness to where it's pointed.
You hold on to that? Yeah. No, we'll be back.
Okay.
We're just gonna check something out in the graveyard.
Okay.
She nods.
Just starts puttering barefoot.
Wait till she's gone. Looks over at Bill. Heidi's good people.
Okay. Cool.
Fuck with her and I'll fuck you up.
I really don't have an inclination, man.
No, good. No, just clarifying that. Sorry,
Okay.
A little bit heated, a little bit tense. Been a tough week. Just a bit, agitated.
Yeah,
That's fine. It's fine.
Telling me, man.
All right, come on. We'll go see what the fucking damage is. Walks out to his car and takes out 2 shovels and is heading towards the graveyard because he had shovels before.
From what you can tell, this individual did not have the benefit of a shovel. But holy fucking shit, did he get far?
For what it's worth, there's totally a baseball bat on the ground where he abandoned it when he ran screaming.
And that was my presumed murder weapon.
Jesus.
I mean, it was either that or my hands, so that's how I got this deep.
Just nods. I ain't even mad. That's quite impressive.
Thanks.
All right. Puts the shirt over his nose. Get the other side and we'll redistribute the dirt. And brace yourself. That smell is going to be absolutely fucking... Oh, God. Ugh.
Yeah, that's pretty rank.
Yep. Just pat it down in and whatever you do, don't look down because, oh God. Ugh.
Yeah. Ooh. And I imagine they go about the process of reburying all of this.
And again, I'm not going to make you roll because, I mean, at least this time you have shovels, but inevitably the two of you will succeed, probably pretty quick-like. Thankfully, it's not that Bill was digging an especially large hole, but in his panic dug pretty deep. He didn't unearth much, so thankfully there's only so much smell creeping, but yeah, that's unpleasant. But in pretty quick order, you will have refilled that and stomped it down.
So you got any family?
Yeah, I don't talk to them much.
That's actually probably better. I'm not gonna lie. I know that sounds cold as shit, but it's risky involving family.
I mean, look, man, I wasn't exactly my dad's favorite. He didn't really part on great terms. I don't show up a lot.
Anton will, at the mention of his father, Anton will grip the shovel a bit tighter. Yeah, no, my dad's complicated.
Mine's just an asshole.
Yeah, mutual agreement there. So, ran here, right? Okay, we'll take my car.
Okay. And once I get back on the roads, having like lived in the area, Bill has like a rough idea. Especially the closer you get to Roanoke, the more Bill seems to know about where you're going.
And quick question, are you taking Heidi with you?
Probably will, otherwise she'll have a fucking meltdown. So yeah, he'll tell Heidi to get dressed and fucking take her, put her in the back seat.
Well, I mean, for what it's worth, she seems pretty compliant, and yeah, she just dresses herself and nonetheless still drags out like a big shawly type thing and climbs into the back and just curls up and seems pretty content, truth be told.
Yeah, drives, puts on the radio. You know, follows Bill's directions. Quite happy. Well, not happy. No, he's not fucking happy at all. Fuck me. But he's pretending to be happy as best as he can. Because I'm super cool. That's why he's pulling around. He'll turn. You know, point and follow in the directions. The more we get closer to Roanoke, he'll eventually find Bill's house. I don't know how much crawling with cops this place is going to be.
I mean, it's been a hot minute, so not especially. There is this lovely fixer-upper one-level bungalow situation. There is an equally dumpy little car in the one little space where there's really room to pull a car off the road, so you're going to have to park, like, you know, on the side of the street, like right by the front lawn. But yeah, it is. Congratulations. This is what, well, let's be fair, it's kind of impressive that he can afford even this just as one person working. So there's
Speed's
that.
back. It's a nice place.
Thanks.
You afford that all on your own?
I mean, I'm keeping up with the mortgage, yeah.
Huh. Jesus.
I got pretty lucky coming out the gate from school.
Yeah, I bet. Huh. Just nods.
We'll go in the back. You'll see why.
Yeah, cool. He'll step out the fucking back of the car, go to the boot, put on gloves. We'll say to Heidi as, you know, through the boot to the back seat, and he just stay in the car.
And she, you know, makes a generalized little noise of compliance and, you know, just stays huddled up there. She's still, I mean, it's the middle of the fucking night.
He'll just say very calmly, if any cops come, you have my number, just ring me once, alright, Heidi?
Okay.
Okay. Just slams the boot closed, looks over, and just starts to follow Bill towards the back.
So, like, it's not a really huge backyard. There's not even really, like, there's not a strong fencing situation. There is, one of those little gates that doesn't even have a lock on it. And it's a decently manicured front and back lawn. And he still has his keys. Hilariously, it's one of the few things he thought to bring with him. So he just unlocks this very plain back door. And the inside of this place isn't that great, man. Like, it is a little bungalow. It has 2 bedrooms, like a weird living room kitchenette type combo situation going on, and 1 bathroom. But once you get past that initial hall, on one side you can see his like living room kitchenette with like some homemade workout equipment, like pull-up bars, something to do dips on. That's about it, really. And friggin' the problem is that the space right in front of the front door is where what is left of his manager lies. That carpet will never be clean again. And she is in chunklets.
Yep, the walls are splattered. Some of the furniture's been splattered. The TV's been splattered. Like, it's a horror movie set in here.
Hilariously, Anton will recognize the furniture because it too is from IKEA.
Just leans back against the wall. Jesus fuck, man, you fucked her up.
Yeah. That's why I didn't want to come in the front. Like it's right there.
Jesus fuck. Oh, she's in little bits. Oh.
Yeah, I was pretty pissed.
Yeah. Okay. His forehead. So what we're gonna need to do is we're gonna have to get to. Oh god, this is gonna be so fucking awkward. Right. We're gonna have to move something.
Thankfully, I have a lot of hefty bags. There was a sale.
Hefty bags are good, but then we're gonna need to thoroughly clean everything. That carpet's gotta go.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's gotta go. As much nice as a carpet that is, and that's a fucking really nice carpet. No, it's gotta go.
He nods
So-
and just forlornly goes to get the necessary things for removing a carpet.
Yeah, truth be told, all you need are like some good heavy duty box cutters and some muscle and probably a lot of bags if you don't want people to see the bloodstained rolled up carpet.
So, well, I mean, there was a sale.
Mm-hmm. He'll look over his shoulder. You got a girlfriend or anything?
Nope. Don't really even have friends, to be honest with you.
Oh. Well, that's good and really kind of sad in a way, but it's good that nobody's going to be calling over.
Jeff knows when I'm on a dry spell.
Jeff?
The guy who owns the bar that I practically live at when I'm not at work.
Right. I see. Smirks.
Sometimes I don't spend my nights there for a while, and he understands.
Okay. Have you been spending your nights there for a while?
I mean, I'd say like a month about after I moved into this place, I started drinking there. It's I mean, I don't do a lot in the way of entertainment, man. So usually I drive back here, walk up there, get shit faced, walk back home.
That's depressing.
I mean, it's a nice place. He's grumbling to himself.
It sounds depressing, man, as he's cutting away at the carpet.
He's a cool dude.
Are you guys gonna do something with the body before you start hacking up carpet?
Fuck it, I imagine we're going to transition the chunky bits into the fucking bags, which is not a fun process.
Oh, it's terrible. Oh, look what stayed intact. And he just kind of like, it's like one of those things where you're touching something you really don't feel like you should be touching, so you're practically pinching it between 2 fingers. And he's just holding her head.
Oh.
Oh, that is fucked up. Ooh,
She looks so nice.
She's not.
For what it's worth, let me correct you real fast.
Okay, show me who the fuck this is. 'Cause I didn't get-
She doesn't.
Oh,
look
fuck
nice.
no, fuck her. Oh, fuck her. Oh, no, no.
No, in fact, she looks like Satan. Little did you
Oh,
know.
No, Anton immediately, no, suddenly retract that statement. Anton's like, Jesus, she looks fucking mean.
She was a terrible human being.
Yeah.
But like I said at the outset of this, I was the one who was trying to get fired. She was the reason why.
What did you work for?
Let me check something I wrote down. As like he just keeps volunteering information. I work for Berm, Mason, and Williams. They're a paper company.
Paper. Right. Okay.
Yeah,
Lost himself.
the factories aren't actually even in this town, but we're like the office side of things.
Nods to himself. Just gonna do a sense for him because it's like he has things clinging to him. So I want to see if it was the evil bitch. I got a 10, so I imagine it's residing off her, right, Kitty?
Oh God, yeah. She is in fact
Yeah.
Satan, confirmed.
Internally, it's like, of course, the paper company. Of course, they're servants of the worm. Of course, it was them. You know, as he's kneeling down. Yeah, you did yourself a real humdinger meeting her.
From what I hear, the other managers aren't even that bad. It was just her. She was like the living embodiment of a hostile work environment.
I can imagine why, the fucking worm-tainted bitch. Jesus.
And for what it's worth, you can roll Primal Urge, buddy, as a gift just went off.
Yay! With my powerful dice pool.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
You said
Boom.
jokingly you rolled 2 10s and a 9. Yeah, you definitely, like, with that many successes and, like, with 10s and shit, yeah, not only did something happen that kind of gave you a whoo, but it definitely came straight from Anton. It's not even his direction. It's he did a thing. You don't know what he did, but it made the hands on your arms.
Yeah,
stand
he
up.
has no idea what the fuck is going on, and this dude is helping him. So
Like,
the most Anton
Spidey
gets like a
sense.
curious look, but only for like a second.
Yeah. All right. This thing is this fucking thing. Just looks down at it, almost suddenly just very disgusted. Like this is the most like vile thing he's looking at. All right. I'm gonna have to do something else after we bag up this thing and put it in the back of the car.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's looks over. It's actually part of what we do. That thing points down at the remains is the thing we're fighting against. It is an infection.
We fight poor office management.
Nah, well, kind of. Spread stands smirking. Look, she's not just a poor office bitch. She is sickness. There is taint off her. You can sense it. You can smell it. She's fucking wrong, man. And she works in office management paper company. That's instantly fucking karma anyway.
I knew there was a reason she beat all those HR complaints.
These types of people work in like drug companies too. They've been poisoning where I live with drugs that make people sick and tainted.
Have you ever seen someone in such a state of exhaustion and internal shock that they're just numbly accepting whatever you say?
It's like a conspiracy, man, you know?
Right. Conspiracy. Well. Huh. It's
So like he'll turn to him very seriously because they'll get you. They'll get your whole fucking family if they find out you killed one of them. Don't want that, do you, Bill?
Not particularly, no.
Because, like, these motherfuckers are smart.
I was gonna start looking for a new job anyway.
That'll be best. Best get out of there. Matter of fact, you want to, be paranoid about who's watching this house the whole time, man. Could have eyes and ears everywhere. In fact, we should search this entire place. They might even have a fucking camera.
It's just kind of like it's coming back to his senses. I kind of doubt it.
Do you want to take that risk, Bill?
Not particularly, but can we take this like one step at a time? I still have work tomorrow.
To try is not the smirk. But Bill, they could be waiting for you at work. They might know already.
Then we'll deal with that when we get there. But for now, we have to like deal with this chunky salsa situation.
Oh, don't worry. We're going to do it. I'm just saying. You need to start thinking, man.
I already updated my resume since I was preparing myself for a firing.
Shakes his head. Not just about the job. It's about everybody else.
Mortgage ain't gonna pay itself. As he like just keeps bagging things.
He'll keep bagging things because he'll start ranting, going, because they're not just the office lady. They're the person down the street. And one of them could be your own fucking family.
Look, my brother's an asshole, but he's not that big of an asshole.
Trust me. One of them could be your own fucking family. You mightn't even realize it yet.
Hell, he is a lawyer.
They're probably the worst kind. Is he, after they bag the body, he'll begin to fucking slicing rolling strips of carpet.
Oh my god, that always pissed me off because they were like, Bill, you need to get out into the workforce and get your own place. Bill, you can't stay in school forever. He went to law school. It's like 3 extra years.
How
What the
old are
fuck?
you? Looks up.
Oh, I'm 24.
Really?
Like I said, I got this job like right after I got out of college. Like I think I interviewed shortly before my graduation.
You're 24.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
Yeah, I've been working at this company for like 2 years now.
Right, no, it's just you looked a lot younger, Starts cutting rapidly, like, why is everyone older than me?
Alcohol's a preservative.
Cool. Carving away. I'm 17.
The entire like weight of all of these strange events seems to have ceased its like Three Stooges-esque halt at the doorframe of Bill's mind and come crashing through at that little revelation. You're not even out of fucking high school?
Just out of high school, actually.
Wait, did you like jump a year or something?
Kinda.
Oh, one of those. Okay. Wow,
First changed just, well, not first changed, or shifted, or whatever the fuck it's called, outside my girlfriend's house.
Whoa, you iced?
No, she's alive.
That's lucky.
Yeah, really lucky. But, the woman out in the, graveyard, she found me in all, fur. And, I couldn't take the risk.
Right.
So I had to, kill her.
I would appreciate it if we avoided killing random people from here on in.
Roll to lie. Fuck it. Well, it's not really a lie, but fuck it, I'll roll. I get pure breed. Fuck it. Fuck it.
I'm not beating that.
Look at that lie, Katie. It's a beautiful lie.
I am legitimately not beating that. I don't have the dice to beat it.
It's like 8 successes, so no. That sounds airtight as fuck.
I didn't want to.
Considering the situation,
I didn't want to kill her, and I don't go around murdering random people. But we have a certain secrecy to us.
okay, so if you were like the only one in here before I rolled around, how the hell do you know all this stuff?
There's not just us, right? As he cuts part of the cavern and starts to roll it. There's like a second world, right? It's like, you ever seen The Matrix?
Yeah.
Imagine that, but without the machines.
So a bunch of people in ragged clothes dancing to weird rave music while a flashbulb goes off.
No, not quite like that. The whole. Oh God, Jesus! It's easier if I show you. We'll work on that bit later. But basically, there is things out there that know us and recognize us, and are friends and kinship to us. So they've been the ones teaching me.
Kind of makes you wonder how many of us there even are.
Apparently, there's a lot. It's just that there's not a lot around this area. And my great grandfather as well has been a bit of a helping hand. He's one of us, but he's long dead. Apparently, we tend to linger.
So,
these good people.
At this point, if I'm following you here, we have us. We are wolfmen.
Yeah.
There are animistic spirits in the universe that are partial to us.
Yep.
There is a vast corporate conspiracy of weird shit.
Yep.
And on top of that, ghosts are a thing.
They are, but it's more of we can tap into who we were, like our families and our bloodlines' memories. It's that type of thing.
I see.
There's also, holds up a hand as he puts another roll around, monsters that are kind of, where we're on the side of good, they were formed on the side of bad. You know?
Considering that murder is like part and parcel to our newfound job description, I'm not sure I'd go with good, but I'll just follow you on the whole opposition thing.
Oh no, trust me, we're the good guys. We're the good guys. You ever hear about all these people that went missing up around Natural Bridge?
Natural Bridge. Yeah, there were a few articles about it.
That was the one that I recently killed. He was taking them and he was implanting seeds in them to make them like him.
That's fucking creepy.
Yeah, it was like some alien spider shit. It was fucking horrifying. He shudders. Trust me. We're the good guys.
You know what I never knew? Who the fuck would put a carpet over a perfectly good wood floor?
Yeah, it seems
like, look, this isn't even baseboards. This is like legitimately sealed paneling.
This is, well, why would you buy a place if it had this poor stylish option? Like, look at this.
I don't know, man. Like, it must have been the realtor who laid the carpet down.
Yeah, no. The rooms look so much more spacious now.
Yeah, I know. I mean, bright side for us, if it's properly lacquered, we'll be able to get the stains up.
Oh yeah, no, we should be fine. Checks his phone, everything's good. Puts it back in his pocket.
Yep, for what it's worth, it'll take you guys a while. You transfer chunky kibbles into bags. You transfer like long strips but fairly thin strips of carpet into bags. So they'll actually fit in there still. And with all of that and a number of newly filled garbage bags and some scrubbing around, you get the worst of the results of that whole engagement dealt with. You're probably going to have to repaint, but you got the worst of it.
I think a nice, nice new coat would do really well here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'll have to head by the hardware store to deal with that later.
That should be no problem. Just if anyone asks, I just wanted to redeck the room, the feng shui and all that.
It's Lowe's, dude. Nobody's gonna ask.
Shrugs. All right. So what we're gonna do now? Take the bags, bring them out back towards the house, bury the bags in the graveyard. Pfft, simple.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nods to himself. Simple.
So you guys start bringing bag after hefty bag back around to the car, I presume.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, Heidi's kind of smushed up and leaning on the door. Still, I mean, it's hard to tell whether she's been awake or not the whole time, but she seems to be like glancing over as you come back around and open the trunk and whatnot.
Pops the bags in. Hey.
There's like a sleepy wave.
It's worth noting at this point that Bill thought ahead. He has changed clothes again. So he's no longer just this like dirt-covered swamp creature.
For what it's worth, now that you've been under some direct lighting, buddy, you're covered in blood. I mean, it's under the clothes, but you're covered in blood.
No, Bill won't accept this. A shower's in order.
And for what it's worth, too, once you get into there with the proper lighting and whatnot, like Anton will see that there's blood splatter down his neck, like for all the world, like he got shot in the ear. His ear's just fine.
As Bill goes to take a shower, he'll turn to Heidi. Come on, we'll go inside and get you a cup of coffee. Come on.
Yeah, you coax Heidi out of the car. Yeah, she putters along with you. Again, she doesn't really tend to put up a fight on these things. So, yeah, she just putters along with you, seems perfectly happy. And I mean, now that there aren't horrific, massacre sites for her to be upset by, she just putters right in.
Puts on the coffee pot, lights a cigarette, waits for Bill, essentially.
Bill comes out clean now. And thankfully, in office casual, because tomorrow is casual day.
I will put out there that you are about to dig a very big hole.
That's why it's casual. And also it looks like he has a backpack with some other shit.
There you go. Yeah, you come back out. Anton's smoking in your kitchen. I hope your smoke detector doesn't work.
Considering Bill is also a smoker.
He probably pulled the battery out of that thing ages ago.
Ages ago.
Yeah, and I mean, Heidi's like potentially even like perched up on the counter if you haven't bothered to get a kitchen table, and is just perched up there holding one of your mugs, just kind of lazily drinking coffee. Gives you a little wave again as you come back out.
So casual.
So casual.
Hey.
I just kind of by happenstance had a picture where he had a bag of some variety.
Hey, Bill.
Hey.
What you got in there?
More clothes in case I fuck these ones up too hard.
Smart. Also, might want to remember if you do turn into the big rah, you'll lose your clothes.
That sucks.
You'll eventually learn a thing which lets you keep pairs of clothes on, but for now you gotta learn to fucking streak it.
Good to know.
Oh yeah, no, believe you me, I had to run all the way home naked at one point.
That sucks.
Especially when you're in the woods and there's bramble. That was not a good day.
Ugh. Okay, so we've bagged and packed pretty much everything that we could that's incriminating.
Pretty much. As long as you do a paint job in this place, you should have no problem.
Yeah, that won't take long.
Okay. Looks over at Heidi. We're all ready to go.
Let's go bury some bags.
Yup. Starts, puts out the cigarette in the ashtray and will, gesture at Heidi as he's walking out.
For what it's worth, Heidi is a good girl. So Heidi does hop down from the counter, and she actually turns around and swigs out the last of the coffee because sweet, sweet nectar of life, but does go so far as to take a second, kind of roughly rinse out the mug so there's nothing sitting in it, and sit it upside down in the sink.
Bill just like looks at her like, "Oh, you're such a dear."
She pitches you a big, sweet smile and scampers after Anton. Yip, 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 yip. So back into the vehicle you go. Now with a backpack. And a dead lady and carpet.
As we drive away to the cool kids.
What have you done? No, Lord.
So, looks over. Are you taking all this in?
Still in shock.
It's going to happen for a few days.
Yup, and I'm going to take full advantage of it.
It's good. I mean, it's rough, but you do feel pretty baller when you pull off some shit, though. Not gonna lie.
I'll think about thinking about that after I get over when I come down from this.
Yeah, that's the rough part.
So you vroomy vroom. Another good half-hour drive back to Natural Bridge. And pull up to this place. I assume pull all the way around it to make your life a little easier, and up to the front of this.
Yeah, now that I think about it, what time is it?
Well, you're pretty sure it's early as opposed to late.
I mean, like, what is the clock time on Bill's phone?
Let's see. You had all your shit happen in the evening. How long would it take a person to run a good half hour of driving distance?
Depends on the person and a lot of other factors I have no real knowledge of.
I'm assuming by now it's past midnight.
All right, he's still going to leave whether or not he shows up to work up in the air then.
Yeah. It's one of those things where it's like, man, I'm going to regret my life. Going to work in the morning. Really regret my life. Especially considering you now have to dig a giant hole.
There are some other priorities. So he's already formulating a plan for that in his head.
So yeah, start loading out the bodies, the body bits, all the stuff out towards that same plot. And I'll spend the rage to shift to Glabro and start hefting away.
Yeah, so for what it's worth, I mean, Bill does see as Anton takes Glabro. I mean, his clothes actually kind of seem to grow with him a little bit to accommodate the added musculature. But yeah, he goes kind of big and caveman-y. Gets a little hairier, but definitely gets more muscular. There's like a little more edge to the teeth, a little more edge to the nails, but sure looks like it helps with the shoveling.
Bill, however, understands his own clothing-related limitations, and while it's tempting, he is not digging this fucking grave naked.
Digs away, looks up at him. It's easier to, do the heavy lifting in.
Yeah, I follow that. But as you can see, these clothes are already very form-fitting. I had a phase, and they will no longer be with me, and I am not digging this with my dick out.
Come here. Walks over, because I do have talisman dedication. And what do I roll to dedicate again?
Dedication is Mystic, so it's Wits Rituals Div 7.
That's not too bad. I'll even spend a will card. It'd be nice to pour out Bill.
It's a good thing you did.
I think I did. Yeah, good thing I did. So yeah, I'll dedicate that set of clothes.
Yeah, so he basically does some hinky shit. It is up to you how you would like to roleplay the idea of telling his spirit and body and whatnot that this is totally part of him. This is attuned.
So Anton walks over in Glabro, pats Bill down, pat, 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 like it's doing Morse code. And he will say, all right, new bee, spirit, thing. I need you to make sure he's not running around naked because I don't want to see his dick. Heidi doesn't want to see his dick. Pretty sure everyone else doesn't want to see his dick. Let's just make things easier on ourselves. Let Bill be normal. And taps the top of Bill's head.
This is the most absurd thing you've ever seen in your life. For what it's worth, Heidi has gotten a hold of a trowel from somewhere and is just kind of breaking up the harder places with that to make it easier to dig and ignoring the shit out of everything you guys are doing. She seems totally fine with this.
I just like the image of these two like heaving up all these mounds of dirt, and she's there with the trowel.
It's basically when you hit a spot that's super nasty hard, like, and you transition over to some place where you can make better headway. She comes over with the trowel and is like stab breaking it up.
Yeah, like it may occur to Bill in some moments, like, Kin, I gotta get me some of those. They are useful.
Yeah, she's definitely more alert now, and she's helping. Yay!
Okay, so with that most solemn ceremony,
you're pretty sure you're about to be naked, but
he's gonna give this a try. All right. Last time things were going crazy. All right, he didn't have time to fully appreciate this, and as much of a curse as it seems like, there has to be like a perk somewhere.
Anton would just say, like, concentrate your body. Like, work with your body to feel yourself shifting.
He will attempt this.
All right, you can. In fact, I'm reinvesting the whole take your time, both for crossing over and for shifting. So with some time, especially with Anton there to actually look at, so you know what you're aiming for, and you can get kind of an idea. It's a little awkward, and it takes you a minute to get really started. But yeah, in the weirdest, not as painful as it should be kind of way, you do still feel things kind of start to pop and strain and grow. The shift from Hamid to Glabro, I don't imagine is too bad. The growth process is a little like pangy, but it's not like you're completely shifting around bone structure. You're just getting a lot bigger.
Oh,
don't worry. The big one, the shift up to the big one is the most painful.
No, it's just weird. This must be how my brother feels like when he looks at people.
For what it's worth, as you do the thing and you kind of take a breath and stop growing, there is the ever so helpful, you did it!
Oh, aren't she sweet? It's like a little star, like, aw.
She is exactly that kind of chipper.
She is the cutest little accessory to murder.
I don't know, smirk. It gets worse when you go down into the other ones. Trust me, when you start being a wolf, it gets a bit weird.
Bill just takes that one for granted, like, still in shock, still just numbly accepting what is happening to him.
But see, you're not naked.
Yeah, this is true.
So long as you wear those clothes when you're shifting, they won't. You won't be naked.
Well, that's good. Let's
Just wear a
get the
wear a
rest of
jacket.
this done while I prepare to fake being sick.
Smirks. So he's digging.
Look on the bright side, by time you guys finish digging this massive fucking hole, because, I mean, that's a lot of bags you've got to bury, and you probably want to do it deep enough to make sure that they don't resurface ever. By time you guys are done, Glabro or no, you're going to be kind of winded. There's a lot of exertion. Yeah, it's a pretty fucking deep hole. And then you've got to fill it back up again. Boy, oh boy. For what it's worth, Heidi does, again, help in the most comical, but undeniably useful fashion by just kind of planting and just shoving, like, mounds of dirt back in. She doesn't have a shovel. She does not have the finesse. But you know what? She's helping. God damn it.
By the time they finish this entire macabre process, what time is it?
We'll say it probably takes a long time. So we'll say it's like 2 a.m. by the time you're done.
Okay, not time to call yet. And Lowe's isn't going to open for a good while.
Anton kind of leans back and sits down on the dirt, folding back into Hamid. Whew.
This is definitely going to help the soul dead tone that I will in fact need in order to falsify a autumn illness.
Heidi is helpfully jumping up and down to make sure it is in fact thoroughly packed down. Now that she's got energy, it will never stop. Eat coffee.
No, it'll probably work. I was coming in early, staying in late for like a good few days there.
It's usually a good tactic.
It was mostly to fuck with her.
I mean, clearly it worked.
Yeah. Okay. I've got sick days. Nobody ever uses them, but I've got them.
Trust me, you're gonna need them.
Yeah, good to know. I haven't even made use of my vacation time yet.
I mean, yeah, you're gonna need as much sick days as you can.
It at least frees up my time so I can get the paint job done today.
Yeah, that'd be a good start.
So just for fucking lols, at some point as you guys are talking, Heidi kind of putters. You know, she's realizing she's covered in dirt up to the elbows, etc., etc. Roll me an alertness just for lols.
Yay, my merit.
Mm-hmm. It is definitely dark enough.
2.
All right, so like you guys are just kind of doing your own thing, sitting, chit-chatting. Heidi wanders off, not far enough to tweak Anton, but enough that he kind of takes a second to glance after her. And I imagine that, you know, Bill just kind of follows his eyes. And she walks off and finds one of these guys that has been like tucked off and around and behind some brush. And you imagine she only knows it's there because of how she's been running around the property during the days when you've been there. But yeah, of all the stupid shit, after all this fussing about running water, she walks over and reaches out, pulls up the handle, and water starts dispensing, and she starts like kind of rubbing her hands and arms off, scrubbing dirt off of herself.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Is that like a well?
Stands up. After all the fuss they made about run. Oh, Anton, you have to get running water, otherwise we can't do anything proper. Oh.
I mean, I hate to break it to you, dude, but those are like... I mean, you're going to need a septic tank, you're going to need a water tank, you're going to need a water heater, you're going to need all the plumbing, all of those involved.
Oh, don't worry, I can pay for it.
I mean, it's not a pay for it kind of thing, dude. Like okay. So those aren't do it yourself, which means you will have to get people up here.
I got somebody.
Okay.
She'll do it, no questions asked.
Yeah, you seem to have a lot of that going on.
Well, you gotta learn to keep your shit together.
You seem like a very entrenched werewolf, whereas I'm more of like a nouveau werewolf.
Looks over like, excuse me.
That's right, I said it.
Oh boy.
Yeah, Heidi eventually reaches over and like it takes a little muscle, admittedly. This is a very old like spigot situation. So she has to wrench it back down, but you know, she wrenches it down, the water stream cuts off, and she putters back over. Shaking her hands off.
Did you know that was there?
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't tell me?
You didn't ask.
I mean, to be fair to her, like, this thing is likely connected to groundwater that's in immediate relation to a graveyard.
No, it's fine. It's just would have been nice and could have made my dealings with Becca a lot easier because she was saying there's no water in the area. But no.
I mean,
Fine.
dude, you don't even know if it's drinkable.
Points off in a direction. I found the well.
There's a well. Oh,
This connects to the well.
see. Would it be nice to know that, Heidi? Just, pro tip for the future.
There's another one over there. Points.
Oh, really? So turns looks over.
I mean, I imagine that if he doesn't spot it, he's going to start walking. So yeah, she points out to where there's at least one more of those spigots closer to the house.
Oh, well, look at that.
Yeah, for his part, Bill is just standing there smoking a cigarette, like, viewing this place, which, while it is impressive in its, like, sheer mass and just the amount of land going on here, still very, like, kind of behind the times technologically. So to him, this well is very quaint.
Oh, it's definitely behind the times. This is one of those places you look at and the immediate thought is like, I bet they had a separate kitchen building.
Not a goddamn tool shed.
Look at that, Heidi. Look at that. Another one. Even close by.
Mm-hmm.
Felt like I would have liked to know.
The kitchen's over there. Points.
Oh, really?
Into the woods.
There's a kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Like a whole separate building.
Mm-hmm.
And you only thought to tell me this right now, in the middle of the night, with Bill.
Well, now you know. And knowing's half the battle.
You didn't ask. Most innocent face.
All right, Heidi, we're going to have a new rule. If you think something is there that I'd like to know, you can skip asking and just tell me. Okay?
Okay.
So from behind Anton, Heidi can see Bill make the hand wave as though to symbolize the shooting the more you know star.
Heidi snickers.
Right, there's a kitchen. There's a fucking, of course there's a kitchen. But no, the Anton.
Okay, so I think that right now is a time for me to cover this topic because staring at the moon is really cheesing me off. Is that normal?
Looks up the moon.
Regains
Yeah.
rage.
Kind of vibrates.
Like, you two have done me a lot of solids, but I have never been this angry in my life, and I'm pretty sure that this whole shock thing is the only bulwark between me and screaming.
That's part of it. I wouldn't look at the moon that much. When you look at the moon, it rebuilds you to what you are.
Awesome.
Your natural state of the rage.
So what I'm hearing is I need to start looking into a situation where I could, like, remotely work.
Look, I'm going to put it like this. When you get angry enough, people start avoiding you. People get unnerved by you.
Yep, remote work. Mm-hmm.
And now that can be to your benefit because, if certain people want to come near you, they won't. Or it can make you, bit obvious.
Office environment. I need to look into remote work. I'm actually not that bad at computer stuff.
You also need to be very, very careful. The anger you get, you can explode and you can't control yourself and you will kill people if you flip the fuck out.
Remote work. I have 2 years of experience now. I could actually get that shit if I wanted it. That's what I'm going to look into.
I mean, I work out, at the park and stuff, so I lead people on tour guides and stuff like that. So I'm far away from things.
Okay, so we have 2 different skill sets. I'm good at office shit. I am not a park person, really.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I can pretty much disappear out here.
Heidi has looked very thoughtful throughout this entire conversation. So thoughtful. She finally points in yet another direction. Here's a storm cellar.
Okay, that's it. We are putting on a list of the shit you have found that you haven't told me.
While Anton begins to like tweak out a little bit, Bill just checks to see like if this phone signal out here is just non-existent.
It's not as strong as it could be, but it's not like you're going to be dropping calls. There's probably some random rural ass tower that's just meant to continue bouncing signal out here somewhere. It's actually not that bad. It's not nearly as bad as you expected.
It'll be good enough for later.
All right, the storm cellar. That would have been nice to know.
That's why I told you.
Pets on the head. Yes, you did.
Look, Anton, we can't judge past actions by current policy.
Turns and looks over and like just gives him like the look of "Don't you corporate me?" You know what I mean? Don't you bring your corporate logic into that type of thing through your stare. All right, let's go check out the storm cellar then, Heidi. Because remember what was here last time?
Oh.
Yeah, that would have been nice to know.
Heidi like
Okay.
starts off kind of excited to go that direction, then you remind her of this, and she just like, for what it's worth for Bill, she like visibly welts.
So, I'm gonna need you to run into the house and get me the shotgun, and then go back in the house and stay there. All right?
Are you gonna find it?
I'm gonna go find it if it's there, and I'm gonna go kill it.
Okay. She proceeds to very quick like scamper the back door. For what it's worth, it's pretty clear that if there is a way to lock this house, they don't know what it is. Because yeah, she just runs up to the back door and runs in, and does come out with the shotgun. Again, like, she doesn't exactly look like she was born with a gun in her hand, but at least, you know, there's some trigger discipline and she's not flagging anyone. So there's that. Hands
Bill
it
has
off.
a shovel.
So, once he gets handed the shotgun and probably a few rounds of ammo, he'll turn to her. So where was the storm whatever cellar it is?
It's across the field over there. Points.
All right. You know the rules. Go back in the house.
Another like little nod. And she doesn't seem to hesitate this time. For what it's worth, there's obviously for Bill's sake, give me a peony just to see how much of this I'll give you.
He's way too focused on like practice swinging the shovel.
Yeah, she scampers back into the house.
All right. If what I think is in that storm cellar, maybe the kitchen too, you're about to see your first taste of fighting the enemy.
Well, they don't have like werewolf therapists, do they?
No.
Self-help books it is, as he hefts up the shovel.
All right. This is they're walking towards the storm cellar. He'll turn and say, "This thing is like a spider." Okay.
Okay.
You got a thing for spiders? You got arachnophobia?
I mean, like, I don't particularly fucking like them, but
Good. No, that's good. Kill them all. Every last one of them.
got
Trust
it.
Every
All right,
last
man.
fucking one of them, man.
You know, for what it's worth, my house is well sealed.
So,
Just saying, I don't have a lot of spider-related issues.
well, look, you killed them all. Okay. Fuck.
Okay.
Crush them in their tiny, stupid little. You know what I mean? Because it's clear to
Yeah.
build. I've done that spider issues.
I'm not getting a cat, actually.
It's Depends. I know animals are kind of chill with me, but I don't know if that's going to apply the same to you.
Okay.
All right. So as you guys are wandering, for lack of a better image, I'm just going to use this one. I'm just going to put it in the side chat. It's easier. Basically, what you'll stumble out on, and it takes some going in the right direction. And I'm going to say if only because Bill's got the merit, he might be the first one to kind of pick out a slightly like it's reflecting a little more light than it should patch, and helps kind of orient. But yeah, you find essentially what is like much like the cellar entrance to the that is an alternative way to get into the basement under the house. It's just this kind of grown over, I'm using this picture, but this thing has been partially grown over. There's like Virginia creeper growing across it, vines and whatnot. But once it's been pointed out, you can get over there and kind of get a look at it. There's definitely like essentially a cellar type door just in the middle of the ground.
So before we go from one horror movie premise to like another, all right, in this our present time, I'm gonna posit to you that if we're worried about spiders, what we could do instead of trying to go for this whole like Family Guy style of pest control with guns and a shovel, we could wait, or even better yet, go to Walmart, buy some cans of Raid, and throw them down there.
That could work. It's just that one of them is a big spider monster.
Well, then he's not gonna want to be down there, and we'll hit him when he comes out.
That could work. We did something like we did that before, except we set him on fire.
I feel like things get really extreme around you, man. That's the vibe I'm getting.
Look, man, I don't like fucking spiders. You got a problem with that?
No, we're good.
Good. Because, look, man, that motherfucker caused me so much fucking hassle, so fuck him.
I am just making suggestions that don't immediately involve gunfire at 3 a.m.
No, it's fine. We'll do the bug spray if we're gonna have to shoot him anyway.
Okay.
I mean, look, why are you getting so worked up, Bill?
It's been a day for me, man.
All right, there's no need to yet. You're getting a bit. Calm it down. Bring it down. Bring it down. Everything's fine.
Fine.
Besides, you look like you need to work off that stress.
Let's. No. Grumble.
And yeah, you will go and buy fucking the cans of Raid.
Come to think of it, in a hilarious turn, we can kill two birds with one stone because of the breadth of products available at a Walmart superstore.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
So what? So am I hearing exciting road trip to Walmart?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh my god! Hold on, I actually have a picture of this. Oh my god! I never thought I would use this again. I just did it to be a troll. Okay, so you guys come back to the house. You manage to retrieve the Heidi, and in record time, you will be in this magnificent place. Walmart Supercenter.
That's beautiful.
Oh boy, Anton looks around.
On top of the cans of Raid, the premier bug murdering spray tool, because of how expansive things are, Bill can actually buy paint and rollers and shit here while he's at it.
Yes, he can. Is there anything else you guys would like to get while you're at Walmart?
You'd probably ask Heidi, do I need to buy anything?
She thinks about it. And eventually just kind of comes up with a shrug. but does at some point kind of go, I'm going to use the bathroom, and like scampers off because that at least you do not have at the house. Running water, though, newly discovered, you do have.
But Bill just goes, while we're at it, and he heads to the like more outdoorsy section to get one of those electric lantern type deals.
Ooh,
Oh yeah,
good idea.
Don't worry, I got this, dude. Like Bill in a money related environment seems to have this very bitch I know guac is extra attitude. You have no idea how much he makes.
Anton just sits there going, I have so much money for 17-year-old. He wanders around like, ooh, fancy. Ooh, I can afford this.
I mean, you can afford almost any singular item in this store, really. In fact, you can, probably afford several of any singular item in this store. But I imagine the things that might stand out as like stuff he might want at the house is like, I imagine he gets caught up looking at furniture like, ooh, I could actually put furniture in there that isn't half dust. Like carpets and things. But I mean, it is up to him. Actually, give me a wits check.
Okay. One.
That is enough. As you're wandering, especially as you're following, like along with Bill as he goes to pick up his paint, and you walk through all the like the home improvement bullshit. I mean, it's Walmart. These aren't the highest quality thing in the world, but you realize there are sets for like installing a deadbolt or a lock on your door.
Oh, yeah, take.
Like again, these are Walmart stuff, so it is not the exactly the Mercedes of deadbolts, but it'll do the job.
Dude, you're gonna need like a drill with the appropriate bits, or you're gonna get fucked at that.
Yeah, we're in Walmart. Wanders to find a drill.
You find a drill. It's fucking Walmart.
Right. Just get the whole set. Just get the whole set because you don't know what size you're gonna have to like expand it to.
I got it.
Fucking Bill with all this generosity and shit.
Looks around. Oh, cool. Now where the fuck looks around for Heidi?
Oh, she comes scampering sooner or later.
He'll motion to her. Get some paint.
We already got paint, dude.
Yeah, but like that's for your house. I'm gonna get paint from my house.
All right, man. I'm just gonna get another fucking cart. We're just gonna take 2 carts of this.
Heidi scampers off to get the other cart. She's excited. Admittedly, this is probably because when she comes back, she's doing that thing where you like pick up some speed and like push along with a foot like a scooter, and then like stick your feet up on the rail.
Man, she's
excitable.
Yeah, I'm getting the sense of that.
Yep. Again, the energy levels are high and they're staying there for the moment. So yeah, she scampers along. And admittedly, like, isn't gonna crash into things. She's not a fucking child. She's just very eccentric and energetic. But yeah, she kind of skids it to a stop over by the two of you, grinning ear to ear.
All right. One last thing before we're done. Bill just like gets a 30 rack of beer.
Yeah, Don gets beer as well. Fuck it. Puts it beside Bill's like
That's someone over 21 buy for him.
There you go, buddy. There you go, buddy.
And when they check out, Bill pays for everything. I think he has the resources score to do that, really.
Mm-hmm. Like, assuming it was like if you'd been in a Lowe's, yeah, this probably would have racked up.
Oh, yeah, no.
This is Walmart, so it's not like you're getting a DeWalt drill. You're just getting like some generic power drill. It'll serve its purpose for long enough to debatably be worth the money, and that's
then die.
not all it will do. But again, that means it's not like $100 just for the drill, much less all the bits.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you've got the resources for it.
Bill makes an internal reminder that as he's applying to all of these like remote work type situations to negotiate for a better salary.
And yeah, while some of the customers have avoided, especially Bill, yeah, that cashier has seen so much worse shit than you. And is completely unfazed, comically unfazed, as as she rings you out. Now you have a good cart plus full of things.
Actually, now that I think about it, what time is it?
I mean, depending on how long you guys linger and wander through looking for inspiration, I mean, you could waste some time. It could easily be like 3 or 4 a.m.
Not time yet for
Try it.
Bill's stunning plan.
For what it's worth, I will give you a quick wits check.
All right. Or
You could just send an email.
there's this moment where you see Bill just kind of get glassy-eyed.
Like he's been checking his phone periodically, looking at the time obsessively, and there's a moment he looks at it and he's like, "Not yet. Wait a minute."
Oh. Yeah, this doesn't require any acting. It'd be more believable at this hour anyway. So he just uses his phone to concoct a "I am sick, I am not coming in" and get everyone else sick email.
Fire off an email.
Gives a list of like flu-like symptoms, including vomiting. Always got to include the vomiting.
Gotta include the vomiting.
So as Bill comprises his glorious email, we drive back.
All right, I'm covered at least for the next 3 days.
Oh, well. Good. No, you're set then. You can get the whole place done. Smooth as silk.
Yeah, let's take care of yours first. It seems like the more urgent one.
Yeah. Turns and looks back, Heidi. Remember the rule. Stay in the house.
Here's another, like, little nod. Tiny bit of a sulking expression, but compliant, not all the same. Okay.
Just nods. Pull up to the house. Take out all the fucking bug repellent. Probably will hand one of the paint tins and brushes to Heidi. Go have fun.
And yeah, she snags up. She actually, like, you know, is with it. She grabs, like, the rollers and the brushes and tucks them on top of 2 of the paint cans and walks in with those.
Okay.
Let's do this.
Fucking like slow motion walk to this art cellar.
Pulling down their shades. Oh my god.
Back up in your rest with the resurrection.
Oh god. You dramatically slow walk out to the storm cellar. And for what it's worth, it's on a bit of a rise, kind of, and into the side of like the hill. It's not, again, it's not super standy outy. It's just that it's not down in a groove where a bunch of water's going to drain into it, type thing. But yeah, I imagine you guys start pulling out, like reaching out, pulling out over the like. There's a bunch of Virginia creeper. Like it's not poison ivy-ish. It's not going to hurt you at all. It's just a really obnoxious vine that climbs everywhere. Oh my god, I just realized what you like. Seeing that voice come out of that woman's face is horrifying. But yeah, you start he's got a no Serena. You start pulling up vines and whatnot, getting things out of the way. Obnoxiously, like you think you're gonna be all dramatic and like whip open the door, and it's actually pretty fucking jammed in there. It's like this thing's been there a long time. Things have rusted.
Is it locked, Katie? Eyebrow waggle.
Oh my god, you know what? Just for you, sure.
All right. And walks over.
Swishes his cape dramatically.
Hey, well, he just looks over. Watch this. Walks over to the handle of the door. Just goes whoosh. With the flick of the hand.
Oh yeah, you got it. Yeah, there's this really old, rusted ass padlock that you're pretty much convinced you're gonna have to take one of the shovels to. And he just kind of waves the hand over it, and sure enough, that bitch just clicks open.
Huh. Neat trick.
Pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. So these is important that you shake them really fucking hard first.
I spent rage shaking the fucking thing.
My God, it's not like just.
Throw that bitch like a grenade. Yeah, you have to put some muscle into wrenching the thing open, but
I'll probably take the time to shift to Glabro and then just absolutely just wrench it open.
yep, you wrench it open with a loud, rusty screech of protest. And I assume you just throw the bug bombs in like grenades and slam it shut or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
You throw your
And-
bug bombs, smoking merrily. It really is kind of like a grenade almost. It's very satisfying. This is very very first-person shooter. As you flick them in there and you slam the door shut, and you stand back.
Bill looks at the remaining can because they always seem to come in fucking 3-packs.
They do.
So according to the directions, and now we wait.
Anton picks up the shotgun. It's like, yeah, we do.
Let's see. I will let you roll alertness.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Nice
you
day
both
for me.
you both hear probably Anton a little more clearly, but you both hear like some little bit of motion in there.
Oh, Anton's like, yeah, that's right, you little bitch. Come on. Come on.
Sadly, as you wait, and I imagine Bill's like no shit, like got a timer on his fucking phone or something.
Of course he does.
Yeah, like bits of that bug repellent smoke kind of tendril out now and again, but nothing comes crashing to the door. You still hear bits of motion now and again. At one point, you hear a pretty decent little amount of motion, but nothing comes careening out.
I'm gonna feel bad if we killed like a squirrel.
Yeah, I'll feel pretty shit. Walks over to the door to wrench it open and
Whoa,
see.
whoa, 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 there, cowboy.
What?
Not time yet.
Oh. Goes back and stands there awkwardly, like looking at his watch. You know what I mean?
So I imagine they wait the full amount of time,
Yeah.
and then Bill finally looks at him. Okay, it's time. So here's the deal: we can't just go straight in there. We have to let it air out first. So let's just open these doors and then stand clear because it's gonna come out.
Okay, okay.
All right, 1, 2.
Three. Pull.
Yeah, you pull the big ass like cellar style doors open, and it's not so much that there's a visible cloud at this point, is that like the second you even start to inhale, you're gonna smell that really like kind of burny chemical smell that is just so endearingly attached to all bug killing products. But you'll back up and let that thing air out. How long are you going to let it air out? Standing there
The
awkwardly.
prescribed amount of time on the can.
Oh my god, that's going to be beautiful. So a long while later, as Anton is like antsy looking over at Bill every 3 seconds, like, is it time yet? Is it time yet? Is it time? God
Nope.
damn it. It will eventually be, quote, that time. And you look
And this is
at this dark cellar opening.
and this is where Bill's genius comes in. Turns on the electric lantern.
Are you going to boldly forge the way, Bill?
Yes.
So Bill boldly furs away. I activate blur.
How could this happen to me?
This is activate, but I'll roll stealth anyway. Anton goes all ninja. Yeah, I creep up behind Bill, completely unawares to him.
Yeah. I mean, you don't hear Anton coming in behind you, but whatever, you got this. So you guys ease down in there. How are we approaching this? Lantern first.
Lantern first.
So you descend into the abyss, or into a, very simple dirt cellar type situation. The stairs, for what it's worth, are wooden. They're a little creaky, they're a little shaky, but they seem to be standing the test of time well, probably because these are very thick boards. But you wander down in there, and as light, the glow kind of starts penetrating the dark ahead of you, this is kind of like, modern day, it would be like a bomb shelter or something, or I guess not even modern, but more modern than it is. Either way, it is definitely a pretty large basement style enclosure with, as far as you can tell, the one entrance. Pardon? There is another array of shelves with crates. There are some barrels. There are a number of jars full of indiscernible. You don't know what that used to be, but it's probably not what it is now. And as you two explore, let's see which of you it is. Anton discovers not the horrid beast that he had thought he might find, but he does find a nest of copperheads that are now decidedly expired.
Just lifts them up. God damn it.
See how fucking smart we were?
Yeah.
I mean, going out that way is still pretty shitty, but they are copperheads, so I can only feel but so bad.
Yeah. Has no remorse.
I mean, to be fair, this is exactly one of the kinds of snakes that you've got to watch out for. Like, this is right up there with the water moccasin that almost tagged Heidi the one time. They are very, very belligerent, very ornery, and very poisonous snakes.
Yeah, it's a good thing Heidi didn't go fucking wandering here.
Yep. And now they're dead, so...
Yeah. But, looks around. Could clear this place out eventually.
Yeah.
Mm.
At least store shit here, as long as there's like regular amounts of us in and out. Probably won't have to worry about wildlife taking residence.
True. It's the kitchen I'm worried about next.
Oh, that's gonna be a fucking shit show.
Yep. So let's get to it. He's jogging out.
I mean, that's a bigger structure, man. You sure we don't want to wait for like the benefit of daylight?
No. He takes Krynos as he's outside of the fucking thing.
And there's just Bill standing with his fucking lantern, like, oh man. I had forgotten that was a thing.
Why would we need more people? Now there's two of us who can look like this.
All right, give me a fucking second.
Concentrate.
You know what?
Really angry.
I'm going to do a thing real fast before Bill has entirely exited. Roll me. Oh, let's see. Roll me a wits alertness as opposed to a perception alertness.
Ha
Jesus.
5.
Bill, your paperwork senses are tingling. There's not just food in these crates. It's mostly that because you like go to follow and you catch sight of like old yellowed paper, and it's just in that split second you know in your heart that there's actually like papers really, really old, potentially relating to the property. No real telling, but there's something in here.
Anton, hold the fuck up.
Stops, turns.
Get small and come back here. This is interesting.
jogs down as we're popping back into Hamid. What?
Okay, so I know how paper ages, and I also know paperwork, and frankly, I'm a fucking history major, so listen to me here when I say this is some old. This is aged as fuck. You sure you didn't know this place was here before, right?
No, I just knew the big house was here. And the graveyard. I didn't know there's a shelter here.
Virginia Creeper tells me, along with that fucking family of copperheads that we so brutally murdered, that nobody else has been down here for a while. So that means that it's been a long time since people placed these, and the lantern light is now revealing what he's talking about. Down here, this is aged paper, and you said this belonged to like your great some generations fucking back grandpa, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Do you know what that makes these?
Oh shit. Oh
yeah.
Oh,
Don't
Bill,
don't just fucking slap your paws on them. We have no idea how brittle the paper is.
Bill, you're a genius.
Probably better off trying to take the kitchen during daytime anyway.
True, but if we can get these papers out and take a look at them, this could be the deed to the fucking property, even.
I mean, that or maybe some passed down wisdom about the property.
That too.
Hell, maybe even about our condition, depending on how much your grandpa was into diary writing.
His nickname was the Knife, so not very much, but it depends.
Nice.
He seemed like quite a knowledgeable guy. Hey, look, simple job, did his job.
Yeah.
So, looks over.
Look, we're better off just moving the crates.
Yeah.
You let me individually fuck with these. I've handled these kinds of documents before.
Okay. No, we'll move the crates very tenderly.
And yeah, as you're casting around, for what it's worth, like the storage of food and whatnot, whatever's in all the crates and barrels, there's even, you can see at least like two little, very simple and admittedly very worn wooden bed frames there that don't have like, they have like the rope crisscross, but they don't have mattresses on them. And the rope is admittedly like dry rotted as hell.
By looks of things, it
But,
just looks like
yeah,
emergency bunker. You just look around. Probably a place I imagine you wanted to stay in if shit got bad.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have ourselves a fun few days after I repaint my house figuring this shit out.
Yeah. I mean, I've been looking to get this place as a home base set up, so if we can figure out our shit, it's a place that both of us can even crash at.
We'll see what the documents reveal first. Come on, let's move these.
All right.
Well, they smell delightful now, but you are able to retrieve all that paperwork. It's trying to think of how. Honestly, yeah, it has been carefully put into a smallish crate that about fits the paper. Carefully stacked. And yeah, we'll say there's that, and then as you're pawing around looking, you do find like the leather's kind of dry rotted too, but there is a small journal tucked up in there as well.
Ah, bingo.
Shall I assume you're retrieving it back to the house?
Yes.
So I'm gonna, as we're walking with the crates, I'm gonna roll my ancestors. Specifically going for the man himself.
All right. No love.
Nope. God damn you.
You can't, you can't get a connection.
Just hear a voice going, I'm a history major. Fine, do it yourself.
So not in this moment. You can't seem to kind of tap into that weird ancestral memory horseshit. Maybe it's because you're all amped up on fuck thunder and bug bomb grenades.
Yep, carefully guided into the house.
And yeah, Heidi hears you guys coming and kind of putters over, and you hear the click as she turns the generator back on. All the lights kind of flicker and come to life. And by all the lights, I do not mean the whole house is lit. I mean, like, all the ones attached to the generator come to life.
Okay, let's get these to a room you don't really care about right now.
We can't use the attic. No, because no, not this.
I just need a lot of floor space to lay all this shit out.
For what it's worth,
Well-
there are several parlors. You don't have lights run upstairs, and you've kind of requisitioned one parlor as the standby bedroom for the moment, but there's another one.
Yeah, just point to one of the parlors.
All right. And once they get there, our dear friend will spend a fair amount of time, like, very carefully laying all this shit out so that there's the least number of pages turned as possible when he does start sifting through.
I assume you're doing this very gingerly, trying to touch the paper as little as possible.
Absolutely.
For what it's worth, yet again, this shining face shows up, and as you're carefully plucking things out, she watches you for a couple seconds, kind of head tilted, but she scampers off and comes back around, and then, like, kind of shoves the box, like the open box of latex gloves at you.
Oh, you're a lifesaver. Just snaps them on like, yeah, I'm back in the saddle again.
Your inner history major is, like, vibrating. For what it's worth, 90% of these, like, a lot of these are not even in English.
Yep, Google Translate is not going to fucking help me here.
Oh, and it's all handwritten too. This is beautiful. I mean, it's going to be a bitch to translate, but it's...
Oh, this is going to suck ass, but we'll get there when we get there. Let's stick with the stuff in English first.
Anton will look over at the farm bits and he's like, all right, motherfucker. Translate. I roll my ancestors again. Nope, I botched. Oh, this is going to be funny.
Oh my god.
I
God.
don't even know what to do with you right now because you don't have Insane Ancestor.
But Katie, let me be the Stone Cold Killer. Do it.
You
I
can't
mean-
be him. That would not be an Insane
I know.
Ancestor.
Just make me, I don't know. What's an insane ancestor for a fucking Shadow Lord?
I mean, thankfully you don't have that flaw, so I don't have to give you one.
Good.
Let's see.
As Bill, completely unaware, starts like, well, you don't look like a deed.
Yeah, I mean, you're trying, you're straining, you're pushing, and something does snap into place, but you get the weirdest out-of-body experience. Well, for the sake of Heidi and Bill, what's a good language of choice here for the Shadow Lord ancestor?
Imagine either Romanian, Russian.
We'll go with Romanian. Yeah, Anton, kind of gets all gur-faced for a second, looks vaguely constipated, and starts ranting in Romanian, like just looking around the room. His hands like fly up to his head, like, "Oh my god, my
Dude,
house!" Like, essentially, that's the feel you get, even though it's not English.
dude. I didn't even know you were bilingual, but you are freaking me out right now.
Give me 1 second as I message you.
Messaging me?
Yeah.
What do I got? What am I doing? Let me see this shit. Yes. All right.
Here you go.
So, as you know, in question, am I able to speak English, or do I have to stick with the kind of Romanian thing?
At least initially, you're going to be pretty stuck in Romanian. You'll eventually start filtering words and be able to move on to full sentences. But
All right. So, Anton will turn, look at Bill with the most like hands on hips gesture he has ever seen from Anton that would ever display. It's like a whole nother body. Just begin to like run the finger along his finger with the dirt off it going and just like start to hyperventilate as he's staring down at the dust on his fingers.
Dude, focus. Like, yeah, it's dusty. We are currently in a dusty ass place. I thought my place was a fucking fixer upper. Okay.
Wallpaper. Wallpaper. Wallpaper.
What?
Wallpaper. Points aggressively and starts ranting away in Romanian about how look at the wallpaper. I love that wallpaper.
What?
Yeah, basically he's pointing at a wall where like this is ancient. Like this is that old, thick, heavy stuff from like way the fuck back in the day. And it is like peeling off at places. It's been sun bleached to like where you can barely tell what color it was meant to be. Like it's just yeah, it's an old fucked up house, and he is pointing and screaming about the wallpaper. Heidi is just kind of watching in bemusement.
In
Dude.
Romanian.
Who cares about the wallpaper? You're repainting shit anyway.
Who cares about wallpaper?
I mean, I assume if you're going
cares
to paint, you don't
about
need it.
Wallpaper was from home country.
All right, is this just you fucking with me at this point?
Do I look like I fuck about wallpaper?
Heidi is just still staring at it.
Pulls Bill in really uncomfortable close. I never fuck about my favorite wallpaper. Never.
Like, there's this moment where Bill is like realizing this was the catch. This was the catch the entire time. There's no one this lukewarm about murder that isn't also completely batshit insane.
I picked this wallpaper by the cold steel of my hands from the homeland and brought it here. Here.
Okay, man. The wallpaper will stay, I guess.
I am not a he puts hands on hips quite aggressively. I am not man. I am lady of this house, and that is my wallpaper that is all ruined.
Okay. You know what? It's 28. Well, actually, it is not 2018. What year is it, Katie?
What is it like? We decided like maybe 10 years ago? How old is
10
this?
years.
No, it was like 4, isn't it?
Yeah, Anton's only like 21 in his life.
So, yeah, about 4 years ago. So it's 2014.
Okay. It's 2014. And like, I like to consider myself a progressive guy. So if you want to identify as a woman, I support you and will use your fucking pronouns. But that is really not the issue right now.
I am Natalia. He starts ranting like what's my name, Katie?
Then every time you start ranting hard enough, like, yeah, I am Natalia, and it babbles immediately back into Romanian. When you get too incensed, it just all babbles back into Romanian.
Okay. And I accept and support you.
Still not the current issue! This is the only issue, silly man. What are you wearing? Looks at Heidi and the both of them almost with disgust and looks at, what am I wearing? You know what I mean?
You're wearing whatever you put on. These are like my casual clothes that I wear when I'm not in a suit. She's got like a sundress thing going on. I'm digging the hat.
Proceeds to finger snap quite aggressively at you.
Stop that! It's really fucking annoying.
Oh, no. The light fixture. Oh, no. Armchair. And charges out of the room and then lets out this bellowing scream. My bedroom! You know what I mean?
And he fucking looks at Heidi like, has he ever done this before? Or she, pronouns. Has she ever done this before?
She's just kind of, especially as the scream rings out, has like snapped a glance that way, but looks back at Bill as he addresses her and kind of slowly shakes her head. No, he's never done that before.
This is, I knew there was going to be a fucking catch. Nobody is that calm about murder. Knew there was going to be some shit.
Well, sometimes you have to do bad things to do good things and to protect people.
I am not going to traipse through the moral and philosophical minefield that is us justifying our series of felonies right now.
You had to kill someone to save me.
Okay, like I said, I'm gonna leave that.
I will skin whoever ruined my bed. Oh, you know, it's just like storming up the house.
Actually, it occurs to me I did not mention this at any point. Heidi has her arms bandaged up, and she has some pretty, like, they're not infected, but some pretty gruesome, like, nasty scratches up and down, like, her neck. You can't really see past the collar of the shirt, but
all right. Well, maybe she'll tucker herself out.
glancing back through the doorway, but kind of, Bill can continue with the paperwork. She's like leaning out that door frame, just kind of watching as Anton flails and cries out and snaps his fingers and puts his hand on his hip like, oh.
Walks up to Heidi. You!
Uh-huh.
Who is responsible for ruining this house?
Time?
Is it Silly Man?
No.
Time?
Mm-hmm.
That's impossible.
It's 2014.
I don't know how much ancestors are fucking aware of their time. That's the thing.
This one may have been kind of off in a bubble for a while and not really, like, this is why there's such shock. But it is an ancestor spirit, and it will adjust to the idea that, like, oh.
Just like a pause, rubs his hair. Ugh. I see. Well then, it will be fine. I have adapted before. I have risen as a queen, and I will rise again.
Is Anton still in there with you? Leans
Yes.
in a little bit. Okay.
Get your filthy. You know what I mean?
Jerks back. Ugh. Frowns a
God,
little
so
bit.
much- Yeah. Meanwhile, fucking history major McGee, like, so much of this isn't in English, and what little there fucking is just looks like grocery lists.
Yeah, you can see / hear Bill muttering to himself as he is laying out these papers very gingerly, very carefully.
Oh, and they've ruined favorite dress. Now I'm wearing such mundane clothing.
Well, you're wearing a teenage boy.
Yes, I am painfully aware of that.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to like Google Translate 90% of this, but seems like in its time, this place had a lot of shit coming in and going out.
Heidi helpfully walks over, taps Bill on the shoulder a couple times,
Yeah,
points at Anton,
yeah.
leans down to do the too loud whisper. He's speaking not English.
Look. Me and her, if you've noticed, are not on the most diplomatic of fucking terms.
Points at the papers.
For you, Heidi, I will try, but only because you bothered cleaning my mug after you used it.
Bright smile.
Ma'am.
There's like a stir.
I have been trying to figure out what most of this says, but this is not my language.
Yes, I expected the grumbles at Romania. She snatches the paper off him.
Oh, God. Part of it, like, kind of crumples and readily tears just because she's... Doink!
Careful, it's really aged.
I am really aged. I will read it.
And, let's see. Just to see. Oh my God. What were the fucking chances? So the corner has torn a bit. And she starts reading it off. Bill, that's the deed. That's literally the deed to this entire property.
That's the deed to the property, is what that is.
Well, of course, I'm reading it to you.
No, I mean, okay, so the people that have been here, which are the first people in a long time, I have been getting the idea they've been looking for that for a while.
I see. Nods. My little. This one has been. Yes. You have been most useful slave. Pat, pat. Because I imagine, you know what I mean?
Right. At a glance, do you know what the rest of these say? Like, some of these might be equally valuable, if not as much.
Well, gently hand the deed back. Like, there you go.
Oh, yeah, Bill's putting that somewhere safe.
Walks back over to inspect, like Natalia Gardelin would. There you go. That's her name.
And yeah, you are now left holding the deed, Bill.
Yeah, he puts that somewhere safe. He will explain that situation to Anton later.
When he is again himself.
Yes.
Then how much of the rest are you going to try to coax the fine Natalia to read?
As much as he can get.
Gotta find a face claim for the fine Natalia.
I mean, someone obnoxiously severe looking, just like her daddy.
I got the perfect person.
Oh God.
We're doing Shadow Lords, right?
Mm-hmm. Just don't forget that lovely beakish nose and whatnot. Sometimes genetics are not kind. Not gonna lie, I'm literally just waiting because I want to see what you come up with.
I'm trying to figure out, because it's hard because she's got that beakish nose. So
Oh Jesus, these are ridiculous. Oh my God, this is perfect.
show me, or send it to me over Discord because I can.
Oh, over Discord, that's right. For ease of use.
There you go. That one is perfect.
It's immaculate.
1 second. There you go.
The woman wearing Anton right now. So while the veil is important, so there is nothing too explicit in all of these notes. There are things about just the family bloodline. There are essentially subnotes that do not say specifically Shadow Lord, but imply, a certain amount of like proper passing of the bloodline. All in all, it's things like how involved the family was locally in like investing in the local businesses, the surrounding area, like and basically it's a lot of record keeping. None of it is too revealing. But there are mention of things like quote, bad humors or wicked spirits or blah blah blah. There's also mention of the crows are mentioned several times. Thunder is mentioned like as a sign of auspicious like favor. And various notes about keeping the household to keep good favor and good humors in the house, etc. There also may be notes on things like the storm cellar, the where different things in the property are.
And Natalia will translate.
For Bill's part, he has switched over to keeping notes. He's mostly paying attention to like little tidbits about the businesses. That like he doesn't know shit for dick about what good humors or bad humors might be, but businesses they invested in, any sort of passage of bloodline that reveals names or marriages, big deal to him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there was something you just said that like would have caught my attention.
Various points of interest about the property.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
There is repeated mention of a garden in particular.
Okay, yeah, that one gets circled.
And yeah, if you don't have a notebook of your own, Heidi, like if she sees you trying to dramatically thumb it away on the phone, which I imagine is a travesty, will eventually just kind of nudge a notepad and a pencil over to you.
Oh God, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's just Bill following along.
And admittedly, she will only be there for so long before she will feel free to go through a process of loudly declaring yourself done with this shit, etc.
So after this, she'll turn. Honestly, to let the garden fall in such disarray after such work my father did. Turns the head much like the picture. It is too much to bear, and I am resting, or I shall need it. Then blink, blink, blink.
You back?
What?
I had to break it to you, but you either suffered an amazing psychotic break in which you suddenly learned Romanian, or whatever language that was, or you got hijacked by Casper the Friendly Bitch.
So why exactly did Anton feel, Katie? This is the thing.
It was kind of like taking a nap, really. You felt this weird weightless kind of. It's kind of like how you imagine people would describe an out-of-body experience, like. But then it was like napping. You don't remember anything in particular, just like this weird weightless feeling, and then now you're back. It's almost like you nodded off, really.
You sure? I thought I just slept. Ugh.
No, I have been suffering a woman in your bloodline, if that was the case, for quite a while now.
Nod, nod.
But it's not all bad news.
Okay.
For one, thanks to her witty translation skills, along with referring to me as a fucking slave, we found the deed to this property.
Huh. No shit.
It is over there. Do not fuck with it. It is very delicate.
Oh, no. I'm not going to touch anything.
Most of the rest of these documents are wrote down some of the businesses your family saw fit to invest in. If I kind of can pool some of the dates and names together, I might be able to start stringing up a genealogy of some variety. And a lot of points of interest on this property, including repeated references to a garden with some certain amount of severity.
Nod, nod.
Nods. All right.
That's the bulk of it. I didn't have the heart to try to introduce the diary or leather-bound, whatever the fuck it is over there. For all I know, it's Necronomicon.
Don't think it's that.
That will be a project for another day as he starts gathering up the papers now that like the majority of like information has been slowly pulled out of them. These will stay in this box. That deed will stay separate until I figure out what the fuck to do with it. And I am going to sleep
You?
some because I just spent hours dealing with that entity.
I am. Yeah. No. Yeah.
And frankly, it's really got on my fucking nerves.
But for what's worth, I seem pretty chill. I met him.
No, this was a her, and she was very declaredly the lady of the house. And by the way, she is utterly fucking scandalized by everything under the sun. I'm sleeping now.
Watches as he walks away.
I mean, I want to say that he had some sort of sleeping bag or something there before he
He
brought
did.
in the bed.
Yeah. He did.
Doesn't matter. Just like, oh, look, a downy sleeping bag type situation, face down.
He had one of the inflatable mattresses.
Oh, that's right. There is. There's an air mattress.
Here's the sad situation, though. He like loosens the thing so that it'll self-inflate and falls asleep while he's waiting.
Yeah, I told him to pick him up and put him on the air mattress. Looks over at Heidi.
Think.
You okay?
Tired.
Yeah. No, he is. You okay?
Mhm.
Yeah.
The paper's kind of funny.
Yeah. Just leave him alone. Don't go near him. They're a bit sensitive.
Noddle, noddle.
Well, we should go to bed.
Okay.
Just loops his arm around her as they're walking back in.
And then, yeah, it's much as per the scenario before you woke. This fine night, you get up in this bed. Heidi cuddles up next to you, curls right into your side, lays her cheek on your chest. And I imagine before too long, everyone will be dead asleep.
Yes.
And I dare say we can call it there.